that deviates from Mendelian's principle, which is sex-linked traits. Sex linkage. You can use that interchangeably with sex-linked traits. Sex linkage. Sex linkage. Any character or gene located on the X chromosome, any gene on the X chromosome is said to be a sex-linked character. Any gene on the X chromosome, like female, is XY chromosome, male XY chromosome. That is a human, except in birds, butterfly, where it is interchanged, where the male is XX, the female is XY. But in human and other organism, XX is female, XY is male. So any gene located on the X chromosome is said to be sex-linked. And there are 3 genes that are located on the X chromosome. 3 genes located on the X chromosome. 3 genes on X chromosome are 1. Hemophilia. 2 is color blindness. And baldness. So when we talk about sex linkage, the example of sex linkage is hemophilia, color blindness, and baldness. These inheritance are located on the X chromosome of human, and therefore they are said to be sex-linked traits. They are also transmittable. I mentioned that in my part 2 of this lesson, where we talk about inheritance, transmittable character, where we mention sex linkage is transmittable from parents. We mention one of these as, but now as a gene, as a factor that deviated or did not go in line with the Mendelian's principle. That's what we're going to be talking about, hemophilia. Remember I mentioned earlier in my first video in this lecture that hemophilia is a bleeder's disease. It's a disease that characterizes excessive bleeding, loss of blood excessively when there is a cut in the skin. People who are hemophilic tend to bleed too much on the slightest cut due to this individual lack a special enzyme called thrombokinase. People who are hemophilia lack this enzyme called thrombokinase enzyme. Yes, this is an enzyme. This is an enzyme that converts an inactive protein called prothrombin to an active protein called thrombin. Without this first step in blood clotting, for blood to clot when there is an incident or when there is a cut, it means that in the presence of air, oxygen, thrombokinase convert prothrombin to thrombin, and then thrombin is being converted to fibrinogen and then fibrin. So people who lack fibrinogen will not be able to clot blood, and fibrinogen is synthesized from thrombin. So if there is no thrombokinase that convert prothrombin to thrombin, people who are hemophilic will bleed excessively, because what causes that bleeding is lack of this enzyme. Please take notes why people bleed so much. So people who bleed so much cannot just bleed. It means that it is transmittable. Is it that one of the parents transmits this character during the transmission of traits, gene passed on from parent to offspring. So, but as a matter of fact, this particular trait cannot express except it is in homozygote. So, what it simply means that it is a recessive character. Good thing is recessive, so it can never manifest if it is not in homozygote condition. So, what we'll do now is to look at the some of the important factor we need to consider in inheritance of sex linkage. Since I told you that these genes are found on X chromosome, please take notes. XY virtually is the sex chromosome for female, and then XY is the sex chromosome for male. And then because I just said now that this hemophilia is controlled by a recessive character, so in this case I'm going to be using lowercase letter. So you have, see this pair of H. So let me use that allele to represent hemophilic gene. So people who are this gene are simply going to be sufferers of the disease, sufferer, or these people are hemophilic. Whether I like it or not, they are hemophilic. That means they have the two pairs of gene. That means that gene can only deal with people if they are in this condition. So what if I have it in uppercase letter? It means that the people here are normal. So this is normal because it's dominant. And then people who are both having the two traits are normal, but they are carrier. So they are not bedeviled by the disease. They are not bedeviled by the disease by any way, because the dominant character will always match the recessive character. So what if we have this case scenario? What this means that since XX is involved, this is a normal female that is not hemophilic. So I can call it normal female. It's not hemophilic, but if I have this and this, this is a female sufferer of hemophilia, hemophilia. And then what if I have X, H, X, A, this is female carrier, not hemophilic. And then what if I have this? Remember that man having XY chromosome cannot be a carrier, because this sex linkage can only be located on the X gene, not on Y. So in this case, this is a normal male. And if we have X, H, Y, okay, this is a hemophilic man, which is a sufferer, male sufferer. Please, you need to be conversant with this. You can pause the video and try to look at this mnemonics to know the inheritance of hemophilia and other sex link characters, how they are transmitted, how if a man is hemophilic, or if a man is colorblind, or if a man is bad gene. It means that if a man is having any of this sex linkage, it's going to directly transmit it to the daughters. Okay, I'm going to show you one example. Now, I have looking at this inheritance here, hemophilia, like any other sex linkage. If a man is a sufferer for the disease, the man has disease. I would like to start with the phenotypical appearance of the man, which is for the parental man, which is parental phenotype. This is how a man is represented. This is how we describe a woman. So in the parental genotype, the man is a sufferer, so the man should have this gene. And the woman, let me assume that the woman is normal. So if the woman is normal, that means the woman is XH. Remember, in genetics, the pair of character must segregate. So we're gonna have this, and then this, and then that, followed by this as well. So in our random fertilization, what do we have? We have this. This is a girl, and it's a carrier. One normal, one abnormal. Carrier girl. This is also another girl. Is also carrier girl. This is a boy. The boy is normal. Check analysis here. And this is also a boy. the boy is normal. So out of the outcome we have here is that 2 were carrier girls. So we have 2 carrier girls, 2 girls carrier, 2 girls carrier, and 2 boys normal. This is when if the man is having the traits for the disease, he transmits to daughters, it does not infect the sons. But if the woman is the person suffering from the disease, you can pause the video and do the crossing. If the woman is the sufferer, if the woman is the sufferer, that means the genotype of the woman as a sufferer should be this. The genotype of the woman, if it's a sufferer, is this. That is female sufferer. That means you should have the 2 genes together. And then pause the video, do the crossing, and you now see that the woman transmits directly to the sons and also to the daughters. That is if the man is normal and he marries a hemophilic woman. Pause the video and do it and see if what I'm saying is applicable. When you try it, you pause the video. But I'll go quickly to do that. So if to answer that question, if the man is normal now and he marries a woman who is hemophilia, he marries a woman who is hemophilia. Let's see the outcome of what the progeny will look like. And then in the first cross, this woman will infect the daughter, because the daughter will be carrier. Is the daughter. In the second cross, this same woman again also infect the daughters as daughters, so carrier. And then the 2 sons will be automatically a sufferer. This is the first son and this is the second son. The 2 sons are sufferer while 2 girls are carriers. That is if the woman is the hemophilic one and the man is normal. So please take note, pause the video and make sure you get this without any confusion. So this is the same thing, this is the same way inheritance of color blindness is, since both color blindness, homophilia and baldness are all sex linked. That is, they are located on the sex chromosome. And again, we look at other factors, that other inheritance pattern that deviated from Mendelian's principle, that is on the issue of linkage.